So you've decided that you're gonna move to Portugal, but you're wondering, where in Portugal should I go? I mean, Portugal, even though is a small country, there is a lot of locations that you can consider. So in this video, I'll be walking you through 9 key questions you should be asking yourself to uncover what are your requirements, what are the key things you need in that location to be your perfect place to live. In addition to walking you through those 9 questions you should be asking yourself, I'm going to show you as well my decision matrix. So I'll be walking you through a document where I'm gathering all my requirements, mapping them through each city so I can compare which location is the one that brings me most value for me and my family. The first one is what kind of weather you enjoy the most. Do you enjoy more cool weather? Do you enjoy more warm weather? Do you enjoy something in between? That's gonna help you select which region is gonna give you those weather conditions that you appreciate. The second one is regarding, do you like more being in a big city or do you prefer a smaller city? And the question here truly is, do you enjoy a big city for all its movement, crowdness, by the fact that you have all restaurants of all different nationalities, that you have a lot of activities you can do, cultural, movies, arts? Or do you prefer something a little bit more calm, maybe not as much people, not so touristy, but you still have things that you can do with your time. You still have the theater, you still have music events, you still have cultural events, but not at such a big scale like a big city. The next one is regarding where your house will be located. Do you like to primarily move by car, so you don't mind always having to pick up your car to go to places, or you want to be able to walk everywhere so you can reach anywhere by foot? Those are important considerations, and this you can find in the big city, but you can also find in the small cities. A lot of them are very walkable, where you can go to several places, so you need to wait which lifestyle you like the most. If this video is bringing you value, don't forget to hit that like button and please share this video with others. Thank you. The next one is schools. If you have kids, that's an important consideration to choose your location. Where will your kids go to school? You need to be looking at, is there a primary school? Is there a secondary school? Is there universities nearby? All of these are things that you need to consider. So if you want to learn more about how to search for schools in Portugal, we actually did a video about it, so you can check it out up there. The next one is, what kind of outdoor person are you? Do you like to do walks in the beach? Do you like to do trekking in the mountain? Do you like fishing or hunting? Do you like swimming on the ocean, on the lake? All of those are important considerations because you need to be living close to a place that gives you access to all those activities that you enjoy as an outdoor person. The next one is, how close do you want to be or do you need to be from an airport? And the questions you should be asking yourself is, are you traveling every week, every month, once a year, to determine if you need to be closer to an international airport, or you can be farther away and having to commute a couple of hours is not a big issue. The next one is housing, the place where you will be living. The questions to ask yourself is, how many rooms do you need? How much space in the house and even outside the house you require? And as well, what is your budget? That's going to define places that you can afford and other places that might be out of your budget. The next one is health services. You need to consider your needs regarding being closer or not being a big issue of hospitals. Do you need to already be in a location that has a nursing home? Do you need to be in a location where you can easily have access to specialists? Those are also things you need to put in your list of considerations. For the last one, hear me out. Don't disconnect just yet, because this one is really important and is the question about what brings you joy. What are the 10 things in a week that you do that bring you joy, because that's going to help surface to the top the things that are really important for you. Things like, I like to have meals with my family, or I like to go for treks and walks, or I like to have fine dining experiences, brings me a lot of joy, or I like to play tennis with my friends. All of these things make you happy, and you need to have them in consideration when selecting your location, because you want to be in a place where you can have access to these things that bring you joy. Decision matrix, and before I jump into it, just walking you through the process here. So we are a family of 4 and we have 2 toddlers. So we decided that we prefer to live in a smaller city that still has the amenities but is not as crowded and busy as a big city like Lisbon. So we're looking for a place where we have plenty of activities to do with our 2 little boys, and that means being able to go to the pool, sport complex, and have some kind of outdoor activities, either beach or mountain. So those are some of the key requirements for us, for our family. So what I did is I created this table in which I'm looking at each of these locations, each of these cities. I'm looking at where are they located in the map of Portugal, are in the north, are in the center of Portugal and the south, and also what is their distance from Lisbon, because for us it's important to not be super far from an airport, and being close to at a reasonable distance from Lisbon will allow us to go on family trips whenever we would like to. Also, a great resource that I'm capturing is the link for the, let's call it town hall, which in Portugal is the Câmara Municipal. And that website gives you a lot of information. It gives you information regarding what are the new development projects. It gives you a lot of information on the amenities. It tells you about the schools. So that is definitely a place that I will start looking is at the website of the Câmara Municipal, because there's so much information in there to give you a sense of what that city has to offer. Next, because ultimately we want to own a place where we live, it's important to understand what is the price of a single family. We would like a house detached with space for the kids to be outside. So that's something I'm looking into, is the price of those houses. And as well, what are the rental prices? Before I decide and jump on a house, I want to live at least 1 year in that location to understand which neighborhoods I like best, so I can make a decision when I go searching for a house to buy. The next one is public schools. That's really important. We've decided that for our 2 toddlers, because they're really young, we will just have them join a public school so they can pick up Portuguese from the very beginning. The next one is pool. This is a big one in my family. Everyone likes to jump in, swim in the pool. So having a pool close by, either outdoor or indoor, is very important for us. And because we have super active kids with lots of energy to spend, we need some kind of sports complex where they can do activities like karate, or they can play tennis, or they can run track, you name it. And there needs to be something there that gives us this type of activities. And the last one is outdoor activities, because we like to be outside in contact with the nature. So I want to understand, am I close to the beach? Is there a mountain? So all of these things are key requirements for our family, and I hope this helps you figure out your decision matrix, so you can capture information and then balance out, is this city better than the other one? Which one brings me the most value? Walk through the decision matrix, how I build it. But the other big question is, how did I decide on these cities? And there's 2 ways you can go about it. So if you have kids and public school system or international schools are important for you, that's one way to get a list of cities, is looking at the international schools location, and you get the several cities that have them or close by, and as well from the public school system, the school system that you want to go, you can also see that information there. And the next one is groups of people with similar interests. So let's say you're a family with small kids, you go to like the groups of parents that are in Portugal with kids, and you ask them which cities you live in, which cities do you enjoy. So that's some of the suggestions we also got for those groups. But again, as I've mentioned before, is important to know what are your requirements. So they can give you a recommendation, but ultimately you should be double checking if that location, that city has what you need. So here you have it. These are the questions you should be asking yourself when deciding on your location in Portugal, because there's so many places, so many fantastic places that you can get easily overwhelmed trying to figure out where do I go? And you're going to be getting a lot of recommendations from other expats, but they are making those recommendations of places that they love. But you need to consider, what do you love? What are the things that bring you joy? What are your requirements? So you trim down that list. Here I given you the questions, and I also walk you through my decision matrix. I hope that helps you get to that location for you. Thank you.